silver lining from the loss for the Sun Devils yesterday, coming up in about 15 minutes. Welcome in hour number 2 of the lunch break. Chris Schubert here with you. We've got you until 1 o'clock on our first show of 2025. And a lot of people making resolutions to start their 2025. Maybe some of you out there are making resolutions to be a better friend, better coworker, better husband, wife, brother, sister, whatever. You're trying to be a better version of yourself, right? That's one of the things you try to do with resolutions and goals to start the new year. But there's that one friend, producer Corey, I'm sure right now, there is one friend that you could call, or somebody that you could call right now. Something happened. You had a tire blowout on the highway. You needed, in a pinch, somebody to do something for you. I know right now there is one friend in your phone that you could call, and you're thinking of that person that would immediately pick up and immediately be there for you.
Yes.
I have one person immediately in mind that no matter what, it doesn't matter what time of day, it doesn't matter what is going on, that person I can call, I can shoot that person a text, and I will get the help that I need because that person is trustworthy, that person is reliable, that person is the friend that you can count on to drop everything when you need something. Everybody's got that friend. There's one person on the Phoenix Suns who is that friend. There is one person on the Phoenix Suns who we can count on. There is one person who is consistently there for the Phoenix Suns this year. And that one person is 36-year-old Kevin Durant. That's it. That's the guy. It's not Bradley Beal, who's been hurt. It's not Devin Booker, who is putting up numbers right now that would be some of his career lows. You have to go way back in Devin Booker's career to find numbers that match what he is doing so far this season through 32 games. So, just like that one friend, if you get a flat tire on the highway that you can call that'll be there in 20 minutes and be there changing the tire with you, there's one person on the Phoenix Suns that you know is going to be there night in and night out, and no matter what, he is going to do everything in his power. He is going to effort as hard as humanly possible to win the basketball game. That person right now for the Phoenix Suns is Kevin Durant. That's who it is. That's the person that you call if the tire goes flat on the highway. That's the person that you call to install the new TV because you're afraid of putting too many holes in the wall. That's the person you call when you need something. Kevin Durant. He's the guy. So the question is, who's going to step up and join Kevin Durant? When will the rest of the team help out the trustworthy friend? When will Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, any of the other role players on this team, when will they do their part? Because Kevin Durant, even though he's missed time, you see the record that this team has when he is on the floor. You see the impact. Even in that game against Memphis, he was trying to will them to a victory. There are multiple games recently that you can point to where Kevin Durant tried to take over the game. The game against Golden State is one that immediately jumps to mind for me, of where he was trying to take over that game. The Mavs, Kevin Durant is doing everything in his power to keep this team afloat. It's not working. Not through any of his fault, but because somebody else has to step up. Or else, we are going to continue to question what are realistic expectations for this team. We are going to seriously discuss ending this experiment. And time is not a commodity that the Phoenix Suns have right now. The Phoenix Suns do not have the runway to see this through. They start a 3-game road trip on Saturday: Indiana, Philadelphia, Charlotte. Then they come home and it's Atlanta, Utah, and Charlotte again. Then it's a huge East Coast road swing: Atlanta, Washington, Detroit, Cleveland, Brooklyn, January. That takes us to the end of January. You don't look at that schedule. You don't see the teams listed there and get scared. You don't see a stretch that sees them like the I remember when we warned everybody that the end of December was a problem for this team. Denver twice, Dallas, Golden State, Memphis. We warned everybody. How'd they do? 1-4 in that stretch. 1-4 in the stretch that we warned everybody about. You look at this stretch and you say, there's a lot of winnable games on this schedule. Guess what? Memphis was winnable. Guess what? Golden State was winnable. Last 2 games you've played, very winnable contests. Somehow you came out on the wrong end of both of those. So just because something is winnable doesn't mean the Suns are going to see that through. But there's not a ton of teams on this schedule just over the next week, starting on Saturday. Indiana, Philly, Charlotte, Atlanta, Utah. Here's your chance. Here's a 5-game stretch. I know it's on the road. I know you probably will miss Bradley Beal for at least a couple of those games. Maybe he'll be back. But this is your chance. This is your opportunity. This is your time. Put yourself back in the mix. Somebody else on this team step up. Somebody else become the friend that we can all count on when the flat tire happens. Be the person that we can count on to help with the home renovation project when we just need another set of hands. Can somebody else enter the Rolodex? Producer Corey thought of one person. I thought of a person. Some of you out there might have a couple of people that you can count on. Right now, the Phoenix Suns, when trouble strikes, there's one person that they can turn to. One person. They need another set of hands. They need another reliable, trustworthy, accountable friend to step up. That's what this team needs. And I don't truthfully care who it is. If it wants to be Tyus Jones, if it wants to be Yusuf Nurkic, if it wants to be Bradley Beal when he comes back, if it's Devin Booker, I don't care. But somebody else has to step up. You'd like it to be Devin Booker, because if Devin Booker can start looking like the Devin Booker of old, then Kevin Durant, the way that he's playing, Devin Booker, the way we know how he can play, now you start to see the train leave the station a little bit. You start to believe again. But right now, losing to that Memphis team, Devin Booker putting up some career low numbers, Bradley Beal injured again, you got Royce O'Neal out, you got Yusuf Nurkic sidelines with a suspension. Where is the reliable friend outside of Kevin Durant? Where is it? And this is not a situation where this team doesn't have players on the roster healthy that can do it. There's one person I'm looking at in particular. I said I don't care who it is. It just needs to be somebody. But if we're looking for likely candidates, the person it should be is Devin Booker. That's who it should be, because that's who it can be. That's who it's been in the past. I don't need to give you a history lesson in the times that Devin Booker has taken over for this team and has tried to will them over the finish line. You've been there. You've seen it. Devin Booker passes the eyeball test in that regard. So he's the leading candidate. That's who the supporting actor should be. That's who we're all looking towards. He's healthy. He's back. This stretch of games is very, very open for the Phoenix Suns. You have to go back to December 15th to find the last game that Kevin Durant wasn't the leading scorer for the Phoenix Suns. Durant has been the leading scorer in the last 7 games for this team. Somebody else step up. Kevin Durant is doing his part. He is being the reliable friend. So I'm looking at you, Devin Booker. I'm looking at you when you come back, Bradley Beal. We're supposed to look at this team. We're supposed to believe them with what they're telling us. They're telling us they're not a good basketball team. But if they are going to turn this around, it is going to come from those two guys. It is going to come from somebody stepping up and filling that role. And the one guy who has shown an ability to fill that role in the past, to be that player in previous seasons, is Devin Booker. And Devin Booker is healthy, and he's available for this basketball team. So there are no excuses. Devin Booker has to figure this out. Devin Booker has to step up and he has to do his part. He has to be the 1A. He has to be the Robin to Kevin Durant's Batman, or some nights he needs to be the Batman to Kevin Durant's Robin. He needs to step up. Kevin Durant, right now, he needs a friend. Kevin Durant needs somebody to help him with a flat tire. And the person that he's trying to call, the person's number that he's putting in his phone is Devin Booker's. Will Devin Booker answer the phone? Will Devin Booker answer the call?